If you want to see me create my first look using the Retro Glam palette by Natasha Denona, then stick around. Hi there, it's Hélène and welcome back, or if it's your first time, welcome to HMM Makeup or Makeup. I really want to play with this palette, and I obviously am coming on camera with some makeup on already, and I only used one other palette for that, and it's actually a face palette. And it is one of my favorite face palettes, and it is the Cali Contour from Smashbox. Smashbox makes really solid products when it comes to face products and eyeshadow. And I am a very big fan of this palette. Now, it comes with a full-size mirror for the size of the palette. And I have a lot of this palette on my face today. So I actually have the cool contour color in the hollows of my cheeks and around my forehead. I also have the blush on, and I have the highlighter on, the lighter one of the two. And I do have the bronzer on. So I have quite a bit of what is in the palette right now. I am quite fair right now because it is right in the middle of winter. If I weren't, I would be using this one to lighten up parts of my face, but right now, because it's winter, I don't really need the help. I did also put some concealer under my eyes. That's the Tarte Creaseless Concealer. I really quite like it. And the brows, I used my own kind of concoction for the eyebrows. I'll show you what it is. It looks like it's a Quo palette, but it's actually a palette that I've repurposed. So let me show you the inside. It does come, it's dirty because I use it. It does come with a little spoolie, which is great, and a little brush to be able to do the eyebrows. And this is what it looks like. So this particular pan is original, and then these two are different. So this one is a Sephora brow pencil, which is kind of like a waxy tinted wax pencil. I don't think they sell it anymore, but I depotted the pencil into here, and that's perfect. It's almost like a brow wax. I really like it. And this is a couple of brow colors, brow powder colors that I couldn't really use independently. I mixed the two together, and it is a lovely color. And I think you'll agree for my hair color that this eyebrow color seems to work pretty well. So that's what I've been using. And I've also been using the Makeup Forever brow box as well. But as I've said in a number of videos, I just like brow boxes in general. I think that they do a really good job. And I'm also a big fan of the Brow Freeze, which is a brow setting product that is new to ABH, and it's in the circular container with the gold top. I really like it. Let me just see if I have it out. I do. So here is the container for the brow. It's called Brow Freeze Brow Styling Wax, and I have definitely used it. You will see a hole in the product here, and I really do like it. It's a good product. The only thing I'm going to say is it's $30, and I think I'm going to get through it pretty quickly. Now, in part because I have strong brows to begin with. If you have relatively sparse brows, this might last you 3 times as long as it'll last me. I don't know, but I have to say that the times that I have used it, I have really liked it because it does not leave my brows crunchy. Some other brow setter type products really makes the brows stiff, and this one does not, which I like. Okay, PSA over. So you know what's on my face already: the Cali Contour palette and the Mishmash from the Quo palette for my brows. And I do have a lipstick that is a L'Oreal lipstick. This is actually what I'm trying to pan. This palette is what I'm trying to pan in my Partners in Cream project. And this is the one, you can see how messy it is. This is the one that I am using and that I have on my lips right now. A lip palette like this, not a bad thing for travel, but I have to say when I am not out and about on the road, I am not using a lip palette at all. I much prefer bullet lipsticks or liquid lipsticks. So I have to say that I will always keep in mind that a $10 lip palette, if I'm going to be traveling for 2 or 3 weeks, would be a great idea, and I would love it during travel, but that I am not a lip palette user when I'm at home. Not by a long shot. Okay, enough about the Cali contour and the brows. We are ready to talk about the main event, and that is the Natasha Denona Retro Glam palette. It is a palette that I have swatched already. I will put the swatch video right there for you for reference, and that is why you will see that it is disturbed, because I've played with it already as far as swatches go, and I am really excited by most of the shadows in this palette. There's only one that I'm not big on, and it's that one right there. And that's it. You can see it in the swatches video, what my reaction is. And it's a confusing, is that the one? Let me just check. Yeah, it's that one. I just had to check because I have to say sometimes the color in the pan is just not what you're getting when you put it on the eye. All right, so I do want to do a first impressions, and given the reason I picked this Retro Glam palette is because of all the greens, so I would be remiss to not do a green look, right? And I'm also on that green quest to begin with. So I think I'm going to start off with, here's what I'm inclined to do. I'm inclined to use this one, and this one. Those are the ones that are speaking to me right now. So I'm going to see if that's what I absolutely choose to do. But yes, I'm seeing 4, maybe 5 shadows that I'm interested in, mostly in the second half of the palette. Or in this case for you, the second half of the palette. Okay, let's stop talking, as in me. I will stop talking and I'm going to start applying. And the first thing I'm going to do is actually cover up the orangey color that I have. I just put that on so I would be less white and ghostly as I started filming, and so that will be lessened in just a minute. So I'm going to go in with my fluffy brush. I love this number 5 from BH Cosmetics, and I'm going to go into, I'm trying to nullify that color, but I don't want to go too deep, so I'm going to go with this one, which is called Lucy, and I just barely tapped into, oh yeah, look at that. That is going to neutralize the orangey color really well. Okay. So a little bit more. And I'm going to do, like I always say, one eye and then take care of the other afterwards. Okay, so I think that did a really good job. It sort of looks natural, and so I feel like I'll be able to create a look that feels truly just from this Retro Glam palette. And what am I going to do first? I think I'm going to go into Evergreen, which is this one right here, and right away deep in the crease. And for that purpose, I'm going to use this fluffy brush, and I think it's going to work quite well. Please tell me I'm not making a mistake. I think it's going to go well. Okay. Please let me be right. That is the color I don't like, so I did make a mistake. All right, so let me just get that off the brush. I'm not big on bluish greens. And evergreen, to me, is not, as in out in nature, is not a bluish green. So we're going to fix that. And if you have the love for that color, peace, no problem. It's just not my jam. So I need a deeper color, and it doesn't look like there's much. So I'm going to go into Sage, this one, and see how much I can get out of it. Okay, so I've really loaded the brush because I want to cover that up. Oh my God, is that even worse? Sage is oh Lord. You know what? I just punked myself. I did a really good job. So I'm just removing all the eyeshadow that was on the brush, and I'm trying to remove some more. I deserve that. I have not had this kind of snafu on camera for a long time. I was due. I was due. Let's go back to the palette, shall we? I'm going to go back into the evergreen and just see. I prejudged it. So I'm loading back up the brush and let's just see. Now I'm all sheepish. All nervous about this. I don't like bluish greens. I'm not big on bluish greens. And if you are big on bluish greens, that is fantastic. We all have to have our favorites. And it's just not one of mine. And all I'm using this color for, this evergreen color for, is just to try to give myself a decently deep crease. And with the crease angle, so I follow the fold of my eye and I go right to the center here, right by my nose. And it's starting to give my eye more dimension, which I really like. That word is overused, but that is what's happening right now. Okay, and I'm just going to try circular motions, blend it a little bit so it's not too harsh on the upper part of the crease. I think that worked relatively well. I'm going to just pick up a tiny bit more and bring it up a tiny bit more. Okay, I'm happy with that. I think it looks pretty good. For the brow bone, I think I'm going to use just a tiny bit of Oscar, which is up here, because I don't think that anything else is required between the green and the brow bone. So I'm just going to take care of the brow, again with Oscar. Now, I hope it's not too deep. Let's see what happens. I just picked up the tiniest bit because I just want a little shine. Yeah, that worked. That's pretty. It's just a little bit of shine, and I'm very happy with that. And I think I'm going to play along with Paladin and Oz. So that will be a total of 3 green eyeshadows, and I think that will give us a pretty decent feel for the palette. And for Oz, I'm going to use a pucker brush and really try to get a fair amount of build on the outer to center lid. So Oz again is just this one. I just want to make sure that you've seen the color that I'm working with, so you'll be able to see it build. And it's shiny, but it has enough depth that I think it will be enough for the outer lid. But I can see that it is shiny enough that it could certainly be full lid or even just inner lid. There's a lot to it, and I think it looks pretty good. So I've definitely gone, and it has a red shift, which I really like. So I've gone quite a ways in, and now I'm going to go and hit Palladian? Oh yeah, Palladian, not Paladin, Palladian. This is the one that's going to be inner to 1/3 to 1/2 of the movable lid. And for that purpose, I'm going to use my favorite brush of all time. It is the pyramidal brush called the Multitasker brush from Smashbox, and I really love it. If you can find a pyramidal brush, you will not regret it. It is gorgeous. And here I go, adding the bling on the inner to half the lid. Just going to start off the corner and then switch to my finger. I really make sure that I do not lift the eyebrows because that ruins everything. All right, and now I have the Palladian on my finger, and we are going to amp it up, I should say. Both work, I guess. Okay, I really like that, from really light to deeper on the outer lid. I think that looks pretty darn good. Just using whatever's left on my finger. Yeah, I really like that. I think it's going to look really nice with the finishing touches of the liner and mascara. I do want to bring, what's that called again, Oz, onto the outer lower lid. Let's do that next. And for that purpose, I'm going to use my angled brush. I really like that brush for lower lash line, and I'm just loading the brush on the one side just to use it as like a fat liner. Kind of like a jumbo liner. And I think that's really nice. Okay, I'm really happy with this look. I don't have any complaints. I'm just thinking that maybe I will add a tiny bit of Fay just under the brow bone. I think it could use a little bit more color. And for that, I'm going to go back to the fluffy brush. I think it's going to work well. It's not that far off of the other color I was using. So let's just see if I can bridge between the two. Yeah, that did not take a lot of effort at all. That just sealed the deal. That's great. Okay, I'm really, really happy with the way this turned out. And I'm ready to finish the look. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the liners and mascara that I wanted to use, finish the look, and then I'll do the other side off camera and show you the final look. Okay, so let's get into the liner. Okay, I have the liner. I am going to use the Fill-In Eyeliner HD from Les Wattiers, which is a Canadian-based brand. And it is a felt type liner. I'm just going to do a basic upper lash line liner. I can see that I have some fallout to pick up, or sweep away I should say, on my face. There, that worked out really nicely. I'm not a big fan of felt tip liners, but that worked really well. And to finish it up, I'm going to use the, I have trouble saying it because I want to say it in French, Lash Idole. And it is one of the rare, what's it called, plastic bristle brushes that I can get away with. I can get away with this one, and I can get away with the Freak Mascara wand from Urban Decay. But this one really defines the lashes well and can act as a volumizing mascara with a second coat. So it does a good job. So if you like to have a lot of defined definition in your lashes, you may very well like this Lash Idole. It's one of the better mascaras that I've tried in the last year for sure. I really like the effect. I think it does a good job. I've said that twice. So obviously I think so. Okay, so I'm going to replicate this look on the other side and I'll show you the finished look. And here is the final look using the Natasha Denona Retro Glam palette. I am really happy with this first impressions. I really don't think that without the focus on green over the last number of months that I would have gone with an all green look, but I think it looks really good. So just a recap on that of the shadows that I used Evergreen. I used Evergreen. Yes. I used Evergreen. I used Sage in the crease. I used Oz and Palladian on the movable lid. And is there anything else to note? Yes, I used Faye on the upper crease because I wanted to really focus on a cooler look, and that I think did a good job. It's still brown, kind of a brownish, slightly khaki look, but it's matte and it does fit my skin tone, so I'm pretty happy with that. And I did use a liner that I put back. I put my stuff back. And it is the Gosh liner called Golden Moss. And it is beautiful. And what I noticed was that it really matched Oscar. I think it's called Oscar, the one I used. Sorry, not Oscar, Oz. Where did I get Oscar from? It really matched Oz. So this is what it looks like. And that is what I have on my lower lash line. And I think that it really matches the outer lid color that I have. Outer lid, outer crease. So I'm really, really happy with the way that turned out, big time. So that's it. That is the final look. I'm super happy to be sharing it with you. I hope you enjoyed this basically first impressions of the Natasha Denona Retro Glam palette. I'm jazzed. I'm really, really happy, and I'm looking forward to to the next look. I have to admit, I kind of feel like this would have been really great, and I don't think I needed to go into this one. I think I could have gone right to this one. Maybe that's my next look. I don't know. But yeah, I'm really happy with what I've done, and I hope you are too. And with that, I will say thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it every single time. And if you have some requested combos for this palette, please let me know. You can see the palette multiple times during this video. Just freeze the frame, take a look at the colors, and let me know what it is that you'd like to challenge me with next. That is it from me. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it every single time, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. But for now, as always, take care.